Managing a national park sounds peaceful until you realize you're responsible for wildlife behavior, visitor safety, and the ecosystem all at once. Ranger's Path National Park Simulator takes that calm fantasy and quietly turns it into a layered, decision-driven experience that's more demanding than it first appears. This is a simulation and management game focused on running and maintaining a national park. It's designed for players who enjoy slower-paced, systems-driven gameplay with an emphasis on realism and environmental balance. Available on PC, it leans heavily into simulation fans who appreciate detail over constant action. At its core, the game revolves around maintaining harmony between nature and human activity. You patrol areas, manage wildlife populations, respond to incidents, and make long-term decisions that affect the park's health. The controls are straightforward, but the depth comes from how systems interact. Overcrowding trails, neglecting habitats, or ignoring weather patterns all create ripple effects. Progression is steady rather than explosive. You unlock new tools, expand park zones, and gain more responsibilities over time. What works well is the sense of ownership. You're not just checking boxes, you're shaping a living space. However, the pacing can feel slow, especially early on, and some tasks become repetitive once you understand the systems. Replayability exists, but it depends on how much you enjoy optimizing rather than discovering new mechanics. Visually, the game takes a grounded, semi-realistic approach. The environments are detailed enough to feel immersive, with forests, trails, and wildlife behaving believably. It doesn't push technical boundaries, but the consistency of the world design carries it. Animations are functional rather than expressive, and performance is generally stable, though occasional stutters can appear in busier areas. The audio design is one of its stronger elements. Ambient sounds, wind, animals, distant footsteps build a convincing atmosphere. The soundtrack is subtle and rarely intrusive, supporting the calm tone of the game. There's no heavy reliance on voice acting, but what's present feels appropriate and natural. The game doesn't rely on a traditional narrative. Instead, it builds its story through systems and events. Small incidents, environmental changes, and player decisions create an emergent narrative. It's not emotionally driven, but it does a solid job of making your actions feel meaningful within the park's ecosystem. The biggest strength is the interconnected systems. Everything you do has a consequence, which makes the experience feel thoughtful and grounded. The atmosphere is another highlight. The combination of visuals and sound creates a relaxing yet engaging environment. Finally, the sense of responsibility is well executed, giving players a genuine feeling of managing something important. The pacing can be a barrier, especially for players expecting more active gameplay. Repetition also becomes noticeable over time, particularly with routine tasks. Additionally, while the systems are deep, the game doesn't always explain them clearly, which can lead to trial and error frustration early on. In terms of content, it offers a solid amount of gameplay for its price, especially if you enjoy optimizing systems and revisiting scenarios. However, if you're looking for constant variety or fast progression, it may feel limited. The value is strong for simulation fans, but more niche for a broader audience. Ranger's Path National Park Simulator is best suited for players who enjoy slow, methodical gameplay and system-driven decision-making. If you appreciate simulation titles where your choices shape the experience, there's a lot to like here. On the other hand, if you prefer faster pacing, more structured storytelling, or constant gameplay variety, this might not hold your attention for long. Overall, this is a well-designed but niche experience that understands its audience. It delivers on immersion and systems, even if it struggles with pacing and repetition. I'd give it a 7.6 out of 10. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more honest, in-depth breakdowns. And I'm curious, would you rather manage a peaceful park like this, or do you prefer more high-pressure simulation games? Let me know in the comments.